Panajachel in front of the big church. I don't know what else to call it, the cathedral or something. And it's the feria, which happens first week of October. Apparently here at night they have dancing. I'm going to come back later and find that. We got some kids rides. We got a big Ferris wheel, which I kind of want to go on, but I'm kind of terrified because I saw them putting it up. And a smaller kids Ferris wheel. And yeah, lots of excitement and adventure, lots of bombas going on, fireworks, crackers blasting in the streets, and yeah, it's pretty exciting. So there was a lot of parades that went around town with floats and beauty queens and all sorts of things. That was just a float that was parked so I could get a good picture. This is the road that goes up to the market, and you can see it's just kind of getting filled up with all sorts of vendors. As the week went on, it got more and more packed. There was amazing candy stalls. We tried our best to have a sample of every candy we could. We'll do a whole post about that later. And you could see later on in the week that people just started even putting blankets in the middle of the street to sell stuff. There was a lot of vendors. And you see everybody comes to the fair, including old granny there with no shoes on. And behind her are the roskas, the ring cookies, and another candy vendor. Lots of candy. And then, oh, pizza stalls. Yeah, and vendors like rings, clothes, blankets, balloons. Lots of pizza stores, lots of everybody saying, I'm the best pizza. That's one of the churrias, which makes the churros, right? And they're very, very good. And you can see that lady there is balancing a really big basket on her head. There's also a section of the fair that was all like video games and foosball tables, and it was totally cool because they had video games from like way, way, way back. I don't know how they managed to get hold of these things, but it was pretty wild to see some of them. It was always really popular with the kids. I was like, I swear there was like a Street Fighter video game there. Like, look at that. That's crazy. It was totally neat to see. I think it was like one Quetzal to play too. It's pretty cool. They also had those games of chance. Like this one, you like rolled a marble up into a hole or something to win a prize. And they had like, you know, the kids fishing games. This one was like throwing coins into the rings or something for points. I don't know, or you get your money back. I don't know. And then there's the big Ferris wheel. We watched them actually basically put it together. All the parts were strewn out all over the place, and a couple days later there's a Ferris wheel. There was this really cool carousel as well, different kinds of animals. And then it got dark, and at night it got a little crazy. This is one of the first nights. It's not actually that busy. You could see they had the booze ladies out. So this is a guy preparing my favorite food, gringas. Really delicious, kind of like shawarma, but Guatemalan style. There was lots of food vendors. Like it just smelled so amazing and delicious. It was barbecue and churros and of course chicken and fries, and this guy selling cotton candy, and it really smelled like a fair, except no manure. There's manure usually at Canadian fairs. So I was standing outside and I saw this float going by. Men were carrying it, and there was all these women with incense and stuff following it, music and drums, and so I had to follow it to see where it was going.
Agradecimiento al canal G7. Mañana pues están haciendo las mejores tomas para el recuerdo. Igualmente ya en un momento pues se inicia el paquete finalmente con otra gran presentación y viene el gran descubrimiento. Ahí ya las tomas de fotografías. Si ustedes no, si quieren tomar alguna fotografía ahí con los señores de Mutant, están prestos y dispuestos para que lo hagan. Ahí para el recuerdo de mañana. Efectivamente, gracias amigo Julio. Efectivamente, debemos tener un fuerte aplauso por esta labor, por este desarrollo. Nos vemos aquí, sana distracción, ¿verdad? A todos los equipos, a
Back at the fair in the daytime, I kept seeing these little cages as I was walking around the fair. I think there's 3 or maybe 4 of them, and they were decorated like just really pretty. A lot of care taken. They were clean and painted brightly, and there was always a guy standing with them. So when I look in the cage, there's these 2 little budgies in each cage, 2 little budgies, and it kind of tickled the back of my mind that I had heard about fortune telling budgies somewhere. So I went up to one of the guys and asked him what is the significance of the birds, and he said, "Yeah, they tell your fortune." But nobody was buying a fortune at the time, and I didn't know if I really wanted to buy one for myself. So I didn't know how the bird told the fortune. So I ended up going home and researching it online, and I found out that the guy has a tin with papers in it, like colorful papers, and on each paper is a fortune. And then I guess you pay him and you pick one of the birds, and they take a paper out of the tin, and that is your fortune.